Okay, I'm here today. I'm gonna record this video, hopefully for documentation and to get my word out and stuff. So today is Friday, April 1st. It's been a week and some days since I seen my two kids, the younger ones, Jaden, age 9, and Jaleesa, age 4. About last week, Tuesday, I called their mom, which lived here with me, with them, and my two other kids and my mom, and said, we need to talk. Stuff is getting real crazy, and there's an altercation that we had about, issues with friends and companies and stuff that I think we need to get those things out of the way so we can move forward as a family and stuff. Long story short, I asked her to make a choice about some friends that she just met that I think their influence in the company has been causing problems over me that she's known for 10 years and has 2 kids for. She said that's not what I should be worried about, and yada, 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 and not what happened. So I gave her a day, came back to her, and I asked her, I was like, remember what we talked about? Reached the verdict. She still replied, not what you should be worried about, Ray, this and that. So I said to her, I said, okay, that's your decision, cool. Then I've reached a decision. I no longer want to be in a relationship with you anymore. So I'll give you time to go do your stuff. About a week, get your stuff together and, figure out what's going on. If you need more time, let me know. Not rushing you. You can stay here. Don't disrespect me. I won't disrespect you. I'll avoid you. You avoid me. I have that recorded. Just one mindset recorded. She said, hey, yes, this and that. Let's see, after that Saturday, we went out to go out to a little diner. We ate, came in, Sunday night we watched Lion King, that new makeover where they did the real animals with the kids, and went to sleep. When I woke up Monday morning, no one. The only person I saw upstairs was my mom. She didn't go to work that day. And I asked her, I said, I thought this was Carol, and what's going on? She said, oh, she saw them. And she saw Jade and Jaleesa too. They went out. I was like, but Jaden's supposed to be in school. What time did you see him? She said around 9. I said, wait, but Jaden leaves at 8 for the bus. So I called her, no answer. Text her, no answer. Right now, when time came down, I called, I reported it. Cops came over, they took the incident and stuff. After a certain amount of time, I was like, wait, I didn't hear anything. Her phone is not ringing. Like, what the hell's going on? The cops let me know that they got in contact with her and she's all right. And because of privacy issues, they can't disclaim anything, and that was it. Like, privacy issues. It's not a domestic violence case. I wasn't abusing her. They should have to prove that in court stuff. Well, anyway, long story short, this lady took the kids out of the home that they knew for how long, and the father and older brother, older sister, and grandmother, mother that they've been living with since birth, and went on the run. Really sensible, really cool. That's what she does. There's a long history between me and that young lady, and I've been trying to cope, and men do that. You try to cope and live and say, yeah, because of your kids, let this work out and whatever struggle it is or whatever you can get past it because you want to make your little family work. It's not worth it because in the end, you're the one that get blamed. Something happened, they go, oh, maybe he hit her. Oh, maybe he this. Oh, maybe he that. This craziness. I'm sitting here like really confused as to the judicial system and everything because right now I have rights and she has rights and I have documents from the court here saying yes, let's appear, but there's one problem. I don't know where the hell she is. So I can't serve her. So I'm stuck. Because if I serve her court, yes, this and that. And I don't really want to bring my kids into that system because sensible grown folks know that system. I've tried mediation. I've several texts, messages, and stuff trying to contact like, hey, let's talk. I even got to the point when I text her like, okay, I'll agree to allow them to stay with you as long as where they are safe and secure. But let the little boy go to school, let me communicate, whatever. No reply, nothing. I've tracked down her, because after 10 years living with this lady back and forth, I don't have any number for any one of her relatives or whatever. So I tracked down a number which I thought was her mom's, and it turned out to be her her older brother, I believe, and spoke to him. He said it was news to him. He didn't know what was going on, but he would contact them and see. After I waited a while, didn't get any contact, so I called back, no answer. So I left a message, hey bro, I'm not trying to conversate or anything. I just want to know if my kids are safe. You don't even have to call me anything, just text. A while after he texted back, she said they're good. I said, okay, thank you. I reached out to the mom. I found her number and called, no answer. That's the young lady's mom requested. No answer. I've called her several times. No answer. I've called the school. Is Jaden in school today? No. 2, 3, 4, 5 every day. It's been a whole week now. No, he hasn't been in school, hasn't communicated. This morning when I decided to make that video is because I got a call from the school because my son Jaden, the 9-year-old, is autistic. He has Asperger's. So he has OT and he has speech and everything. So I don't know if it was the OT or the speech or the psychiatrist called me and said they wanted to speak to me about the request for remote learning. And I let them know I have not seen or heard from Jaden from week or his mom. They said, okay, they'll check and then they'll call me back. Like, yeah, they're not calling back. So I've called the principal and spoke to her. Then I text the young lady again, hey, this is crazy. We need to communicate. We need to talk. Call me back. Block your number, if anything. Nothing. Now, in this country, there's a lot of craziness going on. There's a lot of stuff that we as parents need to look forward and upfront to and see. No matter what you have or what you are going through, remember the kids. Pay attention to the kids, the well-being of the kids. Now, young lady, you've taken this young man and this little girl out of the only home that they've known from the day they were born, the only family that they know. That's normality. You don't do that to kids because what? You feel that you can't live without them. Like no one's asking you to. Because like I said, and what I'm stating here in this record, which is showing proof that I said, get yourself together, get you a stable place, and then we could figure out custody and stuff. We could figure out how we're going to do this and that. But my problems and issues that I'm having with you is that I don't see you moving consistent or doing stuff that I would do. We don't we don't mesh with the same wavelength. Your parenting strategies are different from my parenting strategies and stuff. So then you get up and you run with the kids, is showing that, yes, I know what I'm talking about. You should have trusted me in the first place. No, I have a bigger problem. And this system is crazy. Because yes, everywhere I go to, yes, Mr. Young, you're in the right, but then I have nothing to say because these documents that I have here to present, so we get in court, so that the judge could tell us, me and you, that had our kids, what we should do, because we are not sensible enough or concerned about our kids enough to sit down and mediate. You know, because I've been calling you for weeks, nothing. And what's shocking to me is your mom, nothing. She didn't try to reply, hey, what happened? What's going on? But well, it's not really shocking because, yeah, these are the kind of people that you're around. They don't care about anyone but themselves. But listen to me, young lady, I'm telling you. I'm here working, hustling, doing my thing. My kids are my responsibility. Everyone that knows me, everybody out there, whether they could say, yeah, is this, is that, they know I take care of my kids and I try my best with my kids. I'm not going to allow anything that you went through or caused yourself to go through to happen to my kids. Especially that my son cannot explain himself all the while when Jaleesa is just 4. There's a history of sexual assault on your family line that you choose to act like was nothing. Your family choose to act like it's the normal. I don't want my kids associated with things like that. That's been an ongoing issue for years. You don't want to put my business out there with people, but this is what I have to do. This is so now we got to use the tool. Social media is a tool to get this and that. I need to know where my kids are. I need to know if they're all right. I need to correspond with them. It is my right. There are many fathers that don't take care of their kids or not trying to. I'm running down to try to get a visualization or some kind of intel about my kids. For what? Because me and you had a disagreement, because we decided that we don't want. This is years. You have left twice already. And these kids were in my care, and I've been taking care of them. You went out, did your thing, and came back, but this time you decided to run. And you feel like you're in the right. Look at everything that you went through as a person. Look at what your family did to you and all of that issues and stuff. I don't wrong you for half the stuff you do, because if all of that was done and they act like it was nothing and it was normal and associate with these people, what I'm pissed about and what I could never agree with you or your family about, Miss Caron Denal, is that all that shit that happened in your family, you people associated with those people and took them and said they're blood and they're relatives, and then y'all want to act like I'm the bad guy and I'm the villain. I did this and that because I want you to be responsible, be respectable, communicate, stop acting like you're a kid, lay down better ground rules for the kids. Kids are going to school, they should be in bed 9 o'clock. I turn around, this dude is running down the stairs at 10:30. Of course I'm going to have a problem. This little girl is 4 years old, but she's up at 12:30. We're in a household, like I said, with four bedrooms. My mom is up there. My daughter has her, older daughter has her own room. The 2 sons share a room. My daughter needs to be in my bed all the time. I'm like, no, I don't like that. The 4-year-old, she doesn't sleep here with me. She could be up there. The room is in there with the mom. That's a problem to you. And I said, listen to me personally. This is the only house and the only room where the occupants are having physical relations. This is the last room she should be in that much. 1 or 2 times your little daughter coming to sleep with you, that's fine. I don't want it to have it. Spoke about it many times. It come back, it's always an issue. Things like this. Communicating. The kids play with stuff. Okay, after that, it's fine. Let's pack them up. Let's clean them up. Issues. The last big issue was that when a whole bunch of craziness happened when we were at our other house before we moved, and we decided to work together and come up, and other people were involved. One of the people that was involved was the young lady that you were dealing with in question. And like I said, I do not blame her, nor do I do intend to or ever do. I blame you, ma'am, because it's how you instructed that relationship. You talked about her to me. You told her bad this and that. So she's not going to like me. She's not going to want to come because she's taking what your word. That's your friends. And when people do stuff like that, you have to dissociate to make it work. If you over there, if I come there and I sit and I talk, hey, this and that to someone, and then they have bad views and bad intentions, when I go out, they're not going to encourage anything. They're not going to encourage good relations, good behavior and stuff. And that's what would be on me. Just like I said, it was on you. So I said, make this relation work to make us have peace and chill and really have a good start. Some of those people you got to cut off. And I didn't say you got to go over there and be like, yeah, fuck you, I'm not your friend no more. Take your time and die away from it. They'll get the message. You're trying to build. You have 2 kids to think for. You have a future that you want to build. The world is already against people. We have enough struggles out there. We're African Americans. And again, that's worse. Not that race is really a thing, but I guess it's a thing for people. And the media makes it look that way and people are ignorant. So yeah, racial equality is an issue. It shouldn't be, but it is. So that's another burden we have. Don't make the burden of communication be a big thing. We're sitting there as family, and there's an uproar. I said to her, hey, this person that you're willing to guard and defend, that you only met a year or so ago, against me, that you've known for actual 10 years now, you have 2 kids for. If I should die or something to happen to me tomorrow, it's going to affect you. It's going to affect the kids. If this lady should move away, nothing, no loss. It's not affecting you. It's not affecting the kids. Learn to know what values. Understanding is to be able to see things for what they really are and not what they might present themselves to be. We're too pulled up in stuff that don't matter. Social media takes over our lives. We need people to see us, to feel like we have a voice. You need to be influenced. You need to go out there and look pretty and do all these duck faces and all these foolishness. People need to grow the hell up. No matter what we had, any problems themselves, you ain't getting no domestic violence, you weren't getting beat up, you weren't getting assaulted, you weren't this and that. There's 2 times from the 10 years that I known you that me and you physically had to get into something. And one time, the first time was when you were in my house, the other house that we lived there, right? After we sat down and decided for the umpteenth time that it was not going to work and we needed to go our separate ways and figure out what we're doing. And you said, I don't want to go to my people's because I'm not a child, so I want to get my own place. So I said, can we sit and work? I said, yes, you can. You can stay here. You can work because I don't want to be your enemy. We have kids. We do that. But I need you to do 2 things for me. One thing is have respect for me in my house. And the second thing is wait till you out there to go get you a man and get you influence and because you're here, take care of your kids, take care of yourself. You're in here with me. Don't bother with that sexual relations or that bullshit because it's going to cause unnecessary problems with me. Now, when you get your place and you go out there, you can do whatever you want. I don't care. She said, yes, I agree. That's fine. I would never do that. That's the first thing she did. And when I caught on to this, and how I caught onto this is because she was in my house arguing with her man on the phone. Of course, a nigga was like, yo, what? So big argument, big tussle started. Cops were called. Yada, yada, yada. The second time was even worse than that. Because the second time we had to go in, it was some big old mix up with her man there and then, and I went to the house to help her, moved in and whatever. And of course, our dumbasses, anytime we're together too long, we get to fucking like some dumbass rabbits, whatever. And I was like, you know what? I'll tell my girl, she forgave me. You should do the same. go move on and whatever and this and that. If that's your real man, if he really loves like how you claim, he'll understand. She's like, no, you lying. We didn't do that shit. You just mad because whatever, you like desperate or something. I said, what? Huh? Big old fight, big old argument. Took that phone and I threw it or do this and that. And whole argument started a whole fight because this lady wanted to give me sex, not to say nothing to her man. I'm like, what? You know how that feels? Once again, you've known this dude for 3 months. At the time, you've known me for 9 years. But you're choosing to side with this dude and fight with me for him. So I was like, all right, we going. We both got arrested that day. And that was the second incident and stuff. There's been many things like that, many embarrassing, degrading things that has caused with this whole crazy situation. And she is never wrong. It's never her fault. Just like the biggest red flag that ever happened when we met and how we met on Facebook, because we knew each other from Jamaica back in Black, because we're all one thing down there in that place and everybody knew everybody and stuff. And there was a situation going on with her at the time and she needed a runaway. And my dumbass was being Captain Save-A-Ho. So she was being assaulted or abused by a family member. And when I heard the story, I was like, what? No. The cape flew on and nigga muscled up. And I was like, yo, come, let's go. And of course, she's very attractive and stuff. One thing led to another. We got in a relationship and bullshit from then. Many red flags and my dumbass never seen them. And it's been this situation going back and forth. I've been warned, yo, no, this is not how that done. This is not how that happened. I've never listened. And I'm always paying for it. But one of the craziest things is you, Carol Bood, her mother. When I told you that your daughter at the age of 11, 12 was taken to a hotel by her 35-year-old cousin who had sex with her, you said, if it was up to me, my daughter would have took this to her grave and nobody would know. So if she didn't meet you, we wouldn't hear nothing. That was the word you said to me. I couldn't like you, and I still don't. I could not. So it's not surprising that when all of this is going on, you would sit back and act like it's normal and nothing is happening. There are 2 younger kids involved. For all I know, my daughter could be around those people because surprisingly, you guys have a problem with me, but you don't have a problem with the people that's so-called molested your child for how many years? Cause her to have abortions at a young age and all of this stuff. Of course, she's mentally messed up. She's never sought any help for that. So she is mentally messed up. And she act like the world's against her, but I'm this great person and I could do this. No, I've sat there like a little fool because I lost my child and I thought I was trying to save you and defend you. But no. Once you took my kids and ran with them, you are my enemy too. That's just one more person against you. I'm for my kids. I'm for helping my kids and making sure whatever happened to you don't ever happen to them. Jaden doesn't talk. Jaden talks well. He speaks couple different languages, I might add, but he doesn't communicate well. He doesn't communicate his emotions and stuff well. Something happened to him, you never know. And those people don't care about men and women. They don't care about gender or stuff. And the fact that you could take my kids from me and run down to these people and stuff shows the mindset that you have. And your people backing it. None of y'all concerned or trying to communicate this out. It's normal. Listen to me. We're not in Jamaica. We're in America. You can run all you want, but once the court gets involved, justice will be served. That's all I'm letting you know. Once the courts get involved, justice will be served. Let's show you for these things here. I've made my report, and I have here my documents. I have the custody documents, and I have, these are the order to show cause documents. These need to be presented to you so we can appear before the court, so we can figure out what is going on with these kids, because that's all that matters. You could do you could do your life, you could do whatever, but as long as you know that you have these kids and you claim you love and care for these kids, you should be communicating this. No one should have to tell you that, hey, this man, kids and that. The last I had my kids, when I had them and I was taking care of them, you were threatening me about child support. I was the one that had them. They lived with me, but I was being threatened for child support. I was like, wait, huh? Because that's the kind of people you keep around you, people that give you dumb advice, people that tells you, oh yeah, just fucking run. You can run, because we don't know where you are, we can't present. But at some point, you are going to do what you always do. And that's the worst thing possible. You're going to mess up whoever it is around there. And when they put you, when your back's against the wall, my kids will be back to me. My kids will be back to me. This is not no war between me and you. This is a fight to protect my kids. Like I said, I've tried it. All I want is to communicate their well-being. You know, kids must have ground rules. They must have structure. They have to have, they're not adults that they could get up and do whatever they want. They don't get up when they want to. They don't go to sleep when they want. They have to have time. They don't eat 24/7. They have time. It's breakfast. It's this. And you didn't eat the breakfast? Okay, now you go finish that and then you get something else. You don't want that, then you go make another, and then you go make another, and then you go make another, and then you complain that there's no food here. Yeah, because you just fed everything to them one day, and they didn't even eat half of it. And half the things you'd be like, no, this is not happening, this is not. You're mentally incapacitated is what I would say. You need to figure yourself out. One must be able to save self before trying to save others. And that's the thing a lot of people don't know. If you have your child, and you see them fall in water and you can't swim, all that's going to happen is two people are going to drown, because instinct is to go in after them. But if you can't swim, you drown in too. When you have children and you live by water, you as the adult must first learn to swim. That's a precaution. Learn to maneuver your world. Make good decisions. Make moral decisions. A lot of these decisions, I'm telling you, it's not what Jason says or what this. It's morality. It's what a God-fearing human being should do. That's what I'm saying with many of these things. But you sit down, oh, you're trying to boss me, you're trying to rule me, you're trying to come. No, I just need respect, stability, security, and trust. Simple stuff like that. So I ask for, you got a friend, you going out, hey, introduce me. How you doing? How you doing? Something happens, I could be, oh, no, she went out with Catherine. Catherine, is she all right? Yeah. You go out. This is not the old dating games or the back in the days hood stuff. You're saying you're in a relationship. Relationships should be serious. So if you're going out, babe, I'm out. I'll be back by 5. I'll be back by 8. You don't go out and just come in. No one's taking that. No respectable people want that. Communicate. But like I said, you've always been doing stuff like that, and your issues, your peoples, they teach you that is. You just do whatever you want. You live with someone, and it's like it's just you and your kids live. You and your 2 kids, because no one else is here. No one else knows anything. Documents are being filled out and stuff. And what's crazy to me is that this lady, it seems like she actually ran because she applied for SIS, which is really not that much. And she got it for the young man, so she felt like, okay, I'm working this, and I got the SIS, so I could support that. So let me run. Let me go hide. I don't need to talk to the father. What could possibly pass through your mind that you said, I have a 9-year-old kid that's autistic, and I have a 4-year-old daughter here. I don't need their father to communicate with them. I don't need their sister to communicate with them. I don't need their brother to communicate. I don't need their grandmother to communicate. I didn't know. If you ran and said, you know what, this dude, fuck him. Let me just communicate with his peoples. Let me communicate with somebody else. Let me let somebody know. Or I don't want to talk to them. Let me have my peoples communicate and say, hey, look here. She's here. She's chilling. She's trying to find out what's going on. The kids are going to go to school. The kids are going to go do this. I really had nothing to say. I wouldn't have a strong case. But you ran with them. You took them out. You didn't put them in school. You're trying to do things behind my back. You and your hypocrite peoples. But at the end of the day, this video is not telling a lot of people no, because like I said, from the community that we come from, everybody know everybody. This is nothing new. You always try to hide and govern like, oh, be embarrassed. You're embarrassed about things that y'all do publicly. Like you stayed with me from the rest, and I was the one that was taking care of you kids and everything. And the first time you started working, the first money you made, instead of investing it with your family, you went out to party with your friends. When I said something about it, you complained. It's like, oh, you watching my money, but what? Issues like that. Never something is wrong and your mom or something gets involved. She never listens. Hey, what's going on? What actually happens? She starts cussing and ranting and raving and taking a side. Those are selfish parenting. You don't do that. You don't jump up on, oh, my daughter did it, she's right. It causes issues like this. It makes people make irrational decisions. Because someone tells you, lets you know, hey, I don't want to be with you no more, you take their kids and run, and you cut off and you act like there's some criminal or they did something. Justice is the reward or penalty based on your ways and actions. That's plain as day. You claim that you serve God, the same God I serve. He sees and knows all. Justice will be served. I just need to communicate with my kids. I need to know if they're all right. And listen to me, you family members of that lady. I'm telling you, me, Jason Anthony Young, big one from Black Hoods. Yeah, that dude. Touch my kids. Go near my kids. I dare you. I double. Any one of y'all know exactly who I'm talking about. I'm not going to call names. Yeah, but try. Make the devil fool you. Make them. Just go ahead. Do it once. When you see them, cross the road. They go to church. You in church? Leave church. Because I'm telling you, I don't got a problem with exercising proper judgment for the safety of my kids. Right? A man is supposed to protect his family. And I sure will. So let the devil fool you, gentlemen. Let the devil fool you. You married men. You older men that's the same age as my father. Touch my kids. Go near my kids. And you'll see. You'll see. That's all I'm saying. Caron Denal. I need to see my kids. Communicate what's going on. Get these papers. Let's go to court. Let the judge decide. Carol Booths, you're a hypocrite. You are the worst representation of a mother that I've ever met. Any of y'all got a problem? Y'all know where I'm at. Come see me. My kids come first. If y'all was sensible, caring, honest people, communication would have been open. Dialogue would have been open. You don't see people do foolishness and turn your eye at it. That's the plain and simple truth. And after this video comes out, y'all all gonna have, oh, yeah, no, you didn't try nothing. None of y'all tried to communicate. I called you several times. You and your daughter. The only person that I could say, in which I respect, because I've never spoken to him before we came to Blackhead, and that was when he was a little kid, was your brother. When I spoke to him, and it's not even that big of a respect, because I called and I said, hey, I'm trying to reach your mom because I don't know what's going on with my kids. I haven't seen or heard from them. He says, this is news to me. I haven't heard, but I'm going to call and find out. Now, some time passed. I was like, oh, he's not calling back. So I called I called, no answer. So I said, hey, bro, I'm not even trying to communicate like that. I just need to know what's going on with my kids. And just simple text will do. And then you replied, she said they're good. That's still a hypocrite, bro. You got kids too. Find out what's going on. What if it happened to you? What if it happened to you? Like I said, your sister there, she'd have been a damn hypocrite if she was like, he was hitting me, he was beating me. No, she can't. She can't. But y'all choose to side with people. What? I don't side with people because they're just blood. That's being a hypocrite. I'm a human being from the planet Earth. If you're right, if your actions are moral, I'm going to support you. If they're not, no. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly. Read your Bible, communicate it. I'm coming from way back then. Yeah, everybody know y'all sitting down there. A lot of people's like, but I knew Jay. That nigga was a thug. That nigga was a gangster. That nigga was a shutter. Whatever you want to call it. Yes. But then I got kids and grew the fuck up. The worst thing I've ever done in my life was talk to this young lady. Because now my 2 kids are in danger because of this young lady. That's not cool. That's not cool. Communicate your actions. You sitting down there playing a victim. I told you, you're not a victim. You're a predator. You're not a victim. You're a predator. Your actions speak louder than words. If you were concerned about this, if what people were saying were not true, why would you take the kids and run? Were you being abused? No. You weren't being taken care of? No. Yeah, you wanted the grown man to sit down there and be emasculated in his own house. You wanted to be able to go out and do what you want without no one saying anything or questioning it or wondering who. You sit down there and you talk to me, you let me know that these friends, they have side men and they this and they're fighting back and forth with men. I don't want you. Why would I want you to associate with people like that? When especially that I know that you follow, you don't lead. As soon as somebody say something, yeah, you sat down there with me in my own house and saw a guy spy at you from outside our window. And instead of you looking at me like, this is creepy, this is rude, I'm going to tell him, you thought it was exciting and it turned you on and you began to have fantasies and said this guy was your soulmate. Mind you, I'm 17 or 18 years older than you. And that man was 20 years, 30 years older than me. But you thought it was your soulmate. I confronted the man about it. He said nothing ever happened, never said nothing to that lady. The lady's crazy. You turned it into something else because you went and confronted the man and tried to start a relationship. That is sick. That is confusing. That is a mental issue. And still, my dumbass saw past that and gave you another chance and brought you back to my household. Against the better judgment of my family that's been telling me for years, avoid this. She's crazy. She's not. I've still been fighting for you, trying to help you out, trying to be with you, trying to raise these kids with you. But when I said no, that's enough. Because I'm not going to move to a new place, buy stuff, get my business going on, and bring you here with plans to be wife, and you sit down there acting like you're 2 years old, telling me what to do. I said, communicate when we're doing something. No, that is too much. I don't have to know who you're dealing with. No, then you go about your business. The recording is here. Anybody needs to hear it. Anybody want you ask me. I sat down and I said, look, this is whatever's going on. I don't think we should be in a relationship. Someone, I'm giving you a week. Figure out what you're doing. And I'm not saying you have to be out in a week, because if you need more time, you talk to me and let me know. She said a week is fine. I said, okay, cool. That's the Tuesday. Like I said, now the Saturday, I took her out to dinner. We went to a diner, we ate, we talked, we laughed. A lady tried to hit on me. I was like, okay, that's weird. She said she saw another one making moves behind me. I didn't even see that one. So I came home and I was like, see, I'm a guy people know, good dude. You know, but sometimes I feel degraded when I'm around you. You bring down my self-esteem. You need to fix that. We need to work this out. You know, because I talked to you the other day and I still don't see you making stuff. She was like, is it because I'm on the phone? I said, no, it's because I have this impression. Like, oh, well, it's nothing. That's what she said. But yet we went to sleep. When I woke up, my kids were gone. Fix your life, young lady. Fix your life. And don't allow those kids to go through anything that you went through. That's our job. The bullshit that we went through, the issues that I was a thug. I grew up in the streets. I was busting that. My kids are nerds. Jade is 19 years old. Jade is a virgin. I could swear for that. Well, I don't know. Can't swear for anything. But she sat down. She spoke to me when she wanted her first boyfriend. I met him. I met the family. We corresponded. She's not perfect because no child is perfect, but they do it. Jaden, JJ too. Nerds. They're cool. I love them. Nerd like myself. We sit down and communicate. We laugh. We talk. We watch anime. We do this and that together. To you, I'm not the perfect father. To me, I do. I like what happened. I like how I do my kids. I like how we, whatever. And I like being strict. Because at the end of the day, I'm their parent and their father. I'm not their friend. I don't need to sit down and buddy up. They're not going to pass their place with me. They do stuff out of line, yeah. Trouble, grounded. And if it calls for it, I will beat that ass too. I ain't against that. I'm old school. The problem with you want to be those little millennialized things. And, oh, we need this. We need to understand that. But when you get upset and want to beat them little children, as it's not. But when I do, it's like, oh, wow. It's double standards and everything. This is a long-ass rant, people, but it's been a while, and I don't like stuff like this, but Carol and Denal, let me see my kids. Figure it out. Let me see my kids. Fix your life. You can hide from people. You can deny whatever, but our Lord and Savior, our Creator, you cannot hide from Him. You can't. Your actions, He sees it. So you could pretend, you could roll, you just make, and you could come back with 50 covers and this never happened. And that, the one thing I know I'm not stupid. I got proof. Almost everything I said here, I could back it up. Proof, documentations, videos, and all of that. Yeah, because knowing you and your sneakiness, yeah, I've started recording and doing all of that. I'm not that dumb. You should have asked first. That big one over your head. And there's one thing that I need to go. We need to go to court because there's a lot of things with a lot of you people out there. Oh, the mother always got. No, the court has no sex preferations. The court does not prefer female over male. The court is there to represent the child, and the court is going to seek the best possible outcome for the child, which is preferably both parents coming to some mediation and working together, or if that can't happen, the most suitable parent. Justice needs to be served. This is not right. Communicate. Now, like I'm saying, I'm going to send this to you first. I'm going to send this to you first. And if you choose to communicate with me, we'll communicate, we'll get something done. I get to talk to my kids, I get to see my kids and everything. I won't even have to put this out. But like I said, if you don't, I'll put it out, get the ball rolling. Social media will help. People will see your ass and be like, get that man back his kids. Don't do that. Be righteous in God's eyes. You like social media so much, it's a tool. And sometimes tools are used like this. Y'all guys have a good day.